Typecasting in Java. Typecasting is the process of converting data from one type to another type. It mainly consists of converting an integer to double or a double to an integer or those other primitive which are there. So if we look into why is it needed, there are many programs where while working you will realize that one type of data has to be converted. So programs will give the reason of why is it needed, where is it needed, but how it is to be done, the process has to be understood by looking into this example. This example is the best way of telling that if you have a double type of data and you want to store it in an integer, then integer is having smaller capacity than double. Size of double is big and size of integer is small. You can say that double is like a very big house and integer is like a smaller house. So if you would like to store something of bigger data type to smaller data type, then you have to apply typecasting. Let us see more examples. Yes, as examples come, let us see what are the types of classification. There are two. One is implicit and the other is explicit. Implicit means you are widening up. If you are widening up, it is allowed. That is done automatically by the Java compiler, and it is like converting accommodating something small into something big. So that is okay. It is not explicitly needed for any forced conversion, and the compiler can do it all by itself, and there is no loss of data. But if some data has to be converted from big to small, then explicit casting has to be done. It is narrowing and it has to be done forcefully. In this kind of conversion, the compiler cannot convert it itself. So the compiler requires instruction. This table is for your reference. You may pause the video, give a good look at it and see how the data types are converted from one type to another. Yes, byte, which is shortest of all the various primitives which are there. Byte, when converted to short or int or long or float or double, all is implicit. That means the compiler can convert it and there is no loss of data. Then comes short. If short is to be converted to if short is to be converted to byte, this will be byte. Then it is explicit. That means short is bigger than byte. So if you want to put a data of type short into a data of type byte, then it has to be done explicitly, the conversion. But if short data type has to be put in int, long, float or double, then it is implicit. Int, if it has to be put inside long, float or double, then it is implicit. But if it has to put inside short, then it is explicit. Long, if it has to be put in something whose capacity is more than it, that is double, it will be implicit. For int and float, it will be explicit. So there are other options also open. You can think on it on your own on narrowing and widening. Just one example. Here, not one set of examples. Look into the examples. Pause the video. Look into the examples and see how the examples are talking. Int k 25.69, can it fit? No, because 25.69 is double as its data type. So this will cause an error. If I want to store double in variable double type n, 15.26, there is no problem. But if n has to be fit in r, that means if r is overwriting 10 with what is in n, which is 15.26, there will be an error. But if I put 65 in k, whose data type is double, there will be no problem. But if I would like to store in n something which is a fraction, in r which is an integer, and if I ask r to be put in n, that means n gets r, there will be no problem. So this is for you to concentrate. See it once more, calm down, think of your own examples also. I'm going to show you one syntax of the program too. Here, this is the program syntax where you can see that a1 and a2 are two integers, In A1, if I want to put 5, it has no problem. But if in A2, I want to put 6.2, there is a lot of problem because 6.2 is double, 0.2 has to be truncated off if it has to be converted to an integer. But in D1 and D2, it can accept both integers and doubles. So if I want to get the error out of it, I will have to make the forced conversion for the double type of data. So 6.2 is a number which is getting converted to 6 because the integer part only is considered. You can also try another examples extension here. Yes, now the program has been modified a bit. Please give a look into the program carefully. Think, what do you think you will get in A2 and what do you think you will get in A3? I'm going to run the program, show you the output, and then I'm going to tell you how do you justify the output. Here is the output of the program. You can see that both in case of 6.2 and the value of D2, which is 28.6, both of the cases, the values integer part has been taken and the fraction part has been cancelled out. Okay.